As I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, that's got good body weight. It's got all these other good things. You can still see some oscillation in it, just very, very subtle stuff, but just little jiggles back and forth, oscillations as it walks. We can also now immediately tell that those shins or whatever the lower leg parts are definitely structural. After Elon complained about the competition doing a frame-by-frame analysis, he's going to take the covers off. I know there's a lot of things that we couldn't tell before with the covers on. They look smaller. Well, basically, after the Chancellery verdict today, I was wondering, my goodness, what's Elon doing tonight? Well, we know he's in the Optimus lab and he's looking at everything, and basically he's not letting it distract him. This is Optimus, Tesla's incredible humanoid robot. In this video, we're going to take an in-depth look at Optimus, from its astonishing walk and intricate design to its potential charging methods. Plus, we've got some fascinating insights into how motion capture is revolutionizing its development. But before we get started, don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe to join our ever-growing Tesla hype community. We've got all the latest Tesla updates, stock insights, and innovative tech discussions waiting for you. So buckle up, because the future of robotics is here, and it's brought to you by Tesla. But first, let's explore the captivating world of Optimus so you can truly understand why it's making waves in the tech industry. Ready? Let's roll. Elon surprised us all with Optimus, the walking bot, at what I assume is the Palo Alto factory, although I can't say for certain. It seems plausible that it's Palo Alto. Now, on to the interesting part. We actually got to see Optimus walk. It's impressively realistic with good body weight distribution. However, there are some subtle oscillations in its walk, just tiny jiggles back and forth. You'll notice a yellow tag on its side and a hanging tether at its back, which is usually connected to the bot. They've removed it for the walking demonstration. Also, we can now see that the lower leg parts are structural as the skin has been removed. This confirms any doubts about their purpose. Analyzing the walk, there's a noticeable toe off and a slight bend in the legs, not entirely straight-legged. This resembles what we saw in the previous video from December. Elon Musk's call for a frame-by-frame analysis has indeed paid off. With the covers removed, we can see the inner mechanisms much better. The leg motors, especially the hip ones, look smaller and more streamlined than before without some other bots on the market. The shoulder, which was previously concealed, now shows its wide patrol mechanism with 3 connected joints. The cable routing also looks well organized. It's difficult to determine the exact angle, but there appears to be a slight tilt from horizontal. We can clearly see the fans responsible for cooling the battery. They are likely cooling a liquid rather than air, which might be more crucial during charging than regular operation. When considering the energy dynamics of the battery pack, it's crucial to remember that the heat generation within the robot affects not only specific areas but its entire body. To enable high-speed charging, effective active cooling becomes essential. However, it's somewhat challenging to ascertain the presence of fans on the other side for this purpose. The notable heat emission zones seem to be concentrated around the underarm and armpit regions, akin to a human perspiring. This implies the bot may experience elevated temperatures during operation. A significant revelation lies in how Optimus is tethered. Previously, it was tethered through the top of the head, but this method seems to have been discarded. A plausible explanation for this change is to avoid overburdening the neck area with the responsibility of carrying the entire body's load. Optimus boasts an impressively streamlined design, even with its substantial components like battery, CPU, GPU, and FSD chips. This design stands in stark contrast to other models that often feature large backpack-like structures. However, there is one curious component on its back that raises questions about its purpose. It's possible that this block serves as some sort of converter for charging, though the specifics of how Optimus charges remain uncertain. A plausible speculation is that Optimus operates on a DC system, minimizing the need for internal AC converters. Instead, it might rely on external components, much like the chargers used for phones, e-bikes, and laptops. This approach simplifies the design and enhances portability. Regarding charging capabilities, Optimus may not be compatible with a 250 kW supercharger due to the limitations of its battery pack, which Jordan estimates to be between 7 and 8 kW at maximum. This would translate to roughly 110 V32 amps, akin to a level 2 charger. Charging speed may vary based on factors such as cooling and the charge curve. It's also worth noting that the battery chemistry appears to be NMC, providing a favorable balance between utilization and charge speed compared to LFP. The trade-off is minimal considering the similar charging duration. Another aspect to consider is the potential to software limit these bots to 90% of their battery capacity. Though the battery may hold 2.5 kW, restricting access to the top 10% can significantly extend its lifespan. This approach may prove more practical for humanoid bots compared to cars, where that extra 10% of range holds more significance. Furthermore, the convenience of charging stations nearby allows for deeper battery discharges as opposed to vehicles that may need to reach a charging point farther away. As we look closer at Optimus, we observe its wrist mechanism featuring two joints with some slop that enables a wide range of motion. These joints resemble spherical joints and allow for both rotation and articulation, similar to the human hand. Notably, the design has evolved to make the wrist more compact and narrower. Optimus also showcases more streamlined components in the hip and pelvis area with noticeably smaller motors. This streamlined design contributes to a more efficient and aesthetic appearance. The center of rotation for the hip joint appears slightly lower than that of a human, a necessity due to the different axis of motion required for humanoid walking. This design adaptation may limit the bot's stride length and top speed, but it aligns with the intended use within factory environments where a brisk walking pace of around 5 mph is not required. As we examine the elbow mechanism, we can't definitively conclude whether it has undergone any significant changes without clearer images. However, it seems largely consistent with the previous design. Intriguingly, we spot a heat sink at the front, suggesting some serious computational power within Optimus. The fans are prominently visible, indicating the presence of a cooling system, likely cooling liquid that circulates around the batteries, CPU, GPU, and FSD components. Now, let's take a closer look at that intricate mechanism within Optimus. It's admittedly a bit challenging to discern the exact workings due to the limited perspective we have here. Remember, the previous version featured that conspicuous black component extending over the top, providing more clarity. However, this new design seems to have streamlined it, potentially shifting the axis of rotation further back. Indeed, some aspects become clearer when you have a moment to compare images and perhaps gain access to higher quality visuals. Unfortunately, downloading the video for a more detailed analysis isn't currently an option, but we'll do our best with what we have. Moving on to Optimus's hip area, it's evident that the components have become more compact and lighter compared to the previous iteration. While some cabling is now exposed due to the absence of covers, it's worth noting the presence of cable raceways which neatly enclose these wires. Unlike certain other robots that resemble a tangle of wires, Optimus appears sleek and efficient even with its skin removed. The team seems to have put considerable thought into maintaining a tidy and effective design. Now, on to the intriguing topic of leg movement. It's clear that Optimus's knees never lock out completely, they maintain a slight bend throughout the walking cycle. This, viewers, is a classic challenge in robotics, the ability to mimic the natural gait of a human. While there is room for improvement, Optimus demonstrates impressive hip and torso motion, mirroring the subtle weight shifts and rotations of a human walker. As we examine the arm mechanisms, we find that the elbow joints remain largely consistent with previous designs. The wrist mechanism, on the other hand, has become more streamlined and compact. When it comes to Optimus's remarkable advancements, it's not just about observing from a distance. For Tesla bulls and those with a keen eye for uncovering the next stock market gem, Seeking Alpha is your one-stop shop, offering the latest on Tesla, Tesla stock price targets, Tesla innovation, and everything Elon Musk. Seeking Alpha is the best pro-Tesla news source on the internet. Sidestep the anti-Tesla noise of the lamestream media and get straight to the facts. Check out the link in the description for a special discount. Now, let us get back to see the balance of the torso. It appears that the weight has shifted towards the bot's left side, and it's rotating as it walks, demonstrating proper locomotion. This is crucial for a physical object like Optimus to maintain stability and avoid falling. For those unfamiliar with it, walking essentially involves controlled falls, where each step is a precise maneuver to prevent falling flat on your face. It's a delicate dance of balancing and recovery. Regarding the time of this footage, it appears to be around 6:30 p.m. in Palo Alto. We're left wondering whether it's late work hours or the start of an evening shift. Interestingly, there don't seem to be any familiar faces from the team, suggesting it might be a different crew. It's worth keeping an eye out for Elon's potential posts later tonight, as he tends to share more details. Elon mentioned providing video updates periodically, and it seems he's sticking to his word with this timely release. Weekly updates could become a regular occurrence. A significant discovery is the motion capture setup. Those peculiar dots you've noticed are indeed motion capture markers, typically used to record human movements, but here's where it gets intriguing. They can use this to map both humans and Optimus. By capturing human movements, they can establish a baseline for Optimus to replicate. The motion capture data can be used to create loss functions for training, making the robot's movements more accurate. This extensive motion capture space could be instrumental in various aspects of development, including training and optimization. The theodolites you spotted are likely used for precise measurements and tracking, enhancing the overall capabilities of this lab. Well, that is it for this video. Today, we've delved into the world of Optimus, Tesla's groundbreaking humanoid robot dissecting its walk, design, and potential charging methods. The motion capture setup and meticulous attention to detail in Optimus's construction reveal a promising path for Tesla's foray into robotics. Now, we want to hear from you. What do you think about Optimus's capabilities and its role in Tesla's future? Are there any specific aspects you'd like us to explore further in our upcoming videos? Share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. And remember, if you're as excited about Tesla's innovations as we are, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Tesla Hype, and ring the notification bell. Stay tuned for the latest updates on Tesla's remarkable journey. Thank you for joining us today, and see you again in our next videos.